Get more ways to play on every sport. Baseball, golf, and Canadian football are still in full swing because it's the summertime, baby. So get involved. The action always starts at Sports Interaction. It's Canada's sportsbook. Bet on the game before it starts, live and play, or use one of the many prop bets that we always talk about on the show. Doing it right since 97. Sports Interaction makes it easy to deposit, easy to play, and cash out. Join now and see all that sports betting has to offer. Head to sportsinteraction.com/SDPN. That's sportsinteraction.com/SDPN. It's 18 plus. Please play responsibly. All right, let's get into this Romanov Kirby Dach deal. So Romanov was playing 20 minutes a night for the Montreal Canadiens. He's a top 4 option. Now, I know Caden Gooley, they're obviously making room for him, but it seems like an odd choice for a growing organization to let a young defenseman, yes, he's an RFA, but I don't believe he's even eligible to negotiate with other teams at this point. Like, it's a bizarre... Yeah, so he's like, you had him on the cards are in your favor on re-signing him. Why Kirby Dach and why Alex Romanov?
Well, they didn't get Shane Wright, who's a center, and they went and got Slavkovsky, who's a winger.
So they wanted a young center.
Well, now they got a center. And this guy, there's 2 players who I sort of put in the same boat. Kirby Dach and Capo Caco, in that they're both at the beginning of their careers and written off.
Why is that?
I don't know. Like,
Joe Thornton didn't have a great start.
Like, Cale Makar sent Kirby Dach to the Shadow Realm with a move that was on every highlight reel and made Kirby Dach look terrible. It's Cale Makar. He made everyone look terrible. He won the Conn Smythe. He won the Norris. And this is a young guy at the beginning of his career who was basically cast out to sea without a lifeboat and friggin' like on a terrible team, And I know you're like, well, he's going to the Habs. They're also not very good. I don't know if you were
They're better than the Blackhawks.
They finished last.
And they're trying to win.
They're going in a better direction than the Blackhawks.
Certainly. We'll get to that.
And, he won't be tasked with doing as much. And this is also a player they obviously want. And I'm always fascinated by teams who have a new GM. Because as Bill Guerin showed with the Parise and Suter buyouts, and as many GMs have shown before, they don't have any loyalty to the guys who aren't theirs. And Romanov wasn't Ken Hughes' guy. That was a Bergevin guy. They sort of lucked into that pick, and I'm going to go all trade tree on you guys. The Kirby Dach is now officially part of the Rafael Diaz trade tree.
Really?
Who is Rafael Diaz? Is he not a catcher for the Marlins?
Yeah,
he sounds like he might be.
He's a Swiss defender who I forget what the exact deal was, but it was a really it was a tiny deal with the Habs and Canucks, and it turned into I think what made the deal big is it eventually turned into the Habs sending Thomas Fleischmann and Dale Weiss to the Chicago Blackhawks, and in return they got second round pick that ended up being Alexander Romanov and some first round pick. He was a late first rounder. He was small. He wasn't doing very well for the Blackhawks. And so, you know what? Let's just get rid of him while he's young. It's Philip Deneau.
Oh, wow. So
it was Philip Deneau and Alexander Romanov who they then turned into Kirby Dach. So they obviously really want this guy. He's going to be a player. It's just when you go top 5 and you're anything less than Superman, everyone's willing to throw you in the garbage.
Yeah, one of the problems with Kirby Dach, that's no problem of, it's no fault of his own, is that he was 19, or he was drafted in 19. He's 18 years old, and he was right into the NHL, and he played 64 games in his first year and 9 playoff games.
Yeah,
that was his first year, and he's been around too long, but he's 21. And everybody forgets that. He's been in our lives for 3 years, including 2 pandemic seasons.
Yeah.
One of them he barely played.
Such a factor, man.
So there's fatigue with this kid, but he's 21 and people aren't taking that into account. And it's weird that Chicago just gives up on him. The timeline can match whatever timeline you're on because he has 14 more NHL seasons.
But, he's not Kyle Davidson's guy.
I'm a rookie. I had 3 goals and 4 assists for 7 points in 55 games. I'm a center. Who am I? I had 7 points in my rookie season as a forward.
Who was it?
Thornton?
Joe Thornton.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, and then the next
he's got
year,
time.
the next year there was a pandemic, and then the next year after that there was a pandemic, and your team was awful. Did
Well,
that
like,
happen?
I think I think there's going to be a trend like by the time we get to the end of this week, with rounds 2 through 7 coming later today. Get this episode up fast. I think a lot of OHL players are going to drop because they missed a full season. They didn't play a single game.
Mhm.
WHL at least tried. QMJHL at least tried. A lot of the US players got to play. The Europeans got to play, but OHL guys didn't get to go. We forget like what a unique draft class this is. Next year it should return to normal because you're going to get guys who, you played this past season and you played next season. There's 2 full seasons worth of stuff to look at, which is normal.
We didn't even have like the World Juniors hype kids. Like the kids who are stars on TSN for 2 weeks.
Yep.
We didn't even get that.
Yeah, we're getting that in August when none of these players will be at the World
So
Juniors.
you mean we're not getting
That's
it?
right. Because none of these players will be at the World Juniors in August because they'll be getting ready for NHL camp.
There is definitely an air of, hey, so summer vacation's coming up, and anyone who's covered the World Juniors is like, fuck you.
Yeah. They're just not going to get any time this year.
Yeah, I know it's...
Are we doing another World Juniors in just December then too?
Yeah. They got to get back on the timeline.
So there's going to be most of the teams that are the World Juniors in August are going to be most of the players that you see in December too, because again, like we said, a lot of these kids they're not going to the juniors, they're going to the NHL camp.
And it's tough because just get rid of it. No.
You can't do that either because there's too much at stake. There's money at stake.
Too much at stake, money at stake, but also like the experience. All these players who went and tried and did play, like they were robbed of the World Junior experience.